présentées dans un instant par les autorités facultaires qui les ont choisies. De concert, Monique Capron pour le pôle santé, en lien et l'indépendance de jugement. Le libre examen qui est la base de la méthode. Est sélectionné pour proposer des candidats, ce qu'on appelle.
I find it quite shocking that I should have to make a statement, a further statement about this allegation, because all my working life and all the films we've made have been in defense of human rights, in defense of the law, in defense of international law, for justice and for social justice. And that's where I stand now and have always stood. And I know very well the history of Holocaust denial. It is the province of the far right, and I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing but contempt for that. Anti-Semitism and racism are in all societies. They are the fear of the stranger, the fear of the outsider, and they become translated into hatred. And that is deeply disgusting and disturbing, and we all oppose it to in our very heart, to our very bones. But the controversy in my country at the moment is really not about that. Because, and I want to quote one fact, the fear or the sense of racism, as I say, is in all political parties to a greater or lesser extent. It is in the Labour Party, my party, to a lesser extent than others. And the evidence is in a poll that was done that shows that in the previous 2 years, anti-Semitic attitudes in the right-wing party, the Tory party, were twice as large as in the Labour Party, with Labour supporters. It's a YouGov poll, you can look it up. And in those 2 years, when Jeremy Corbyn was leader, anti-Semitism amongst Labour supporters went into half. In other words, his influence has minimised racism and anti-Semitism. That's all I would say about that. He is a man who has always defended human rights and always will. I didn't want to say anything other except the written statement today until I heard of the intervention of your Prime Minister. And all I would say about that, well, there are two things I would say about that. First, I understand he studied law at this university. Now, was the teaching bad? Or did he not pass his exams? Because a good lawyer knows that first you examine the evidence before you reach a conclusion. Mr. Michel, look at the evidence and then withdraw your words. Secondly, I noticed that Mr. Michel made his comments at a gathering to celebrate 70 years of Israel since its founding. Now, he's a lawyer, Mr. Michel, he's a lawyer. Did he, I wonder, ask about the breaches of international law committed by Israel? Did he ask about the illegal occupation of Palestinian lands? Did he ask about the wanton killing of Palestinian civilians, unarmed civilians? Did he ask about the refusal of Israel to hold a UN inquiry as demanded by the United Nations? There are many other examples of flagrant breaches of international law, of contempt for international law by Israel. Does that not trouble a lawyer like Mr. Michel? And if not, why not? That's a question for him. Thank you. We are here to celebrate cinema now, and all the other doctors work as well. So thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you very much.
Toute son énergie pour la cérémonie autour de Bruxelles. Il n'y a aucune
pour que les populations se sentent en confiance.
Voilà, je vous demanderai juste d'être discipliné et de respecter nos différentes...
C'est ce que je vois par exemple en Turquie, c'est ce que je vois par exemple en Hongrie.
Agnès Van Zanten, qui est sociologue et qui est très orientée.
Des interviews individuelles